When we're giving a presentation, it may not be ideal to just cut from one slide to the next so abruptly. We'll learn about how we can ease that process by using slide transitions. So here I have a presentation set up that has 3 slides. And by default in PowerPoint, when you set up a presentation or any sort of PowerPoint file, there's no transition between the slides. It's just going to jump from one slide to the next as we advance along. To see that, I'm going to go ahead and preview my show. I'll come over here and press the Preview Show button. And here it'll go through and I can click, and there I can see it's just jumping from one slide to the next. And I'll press Escape to get out of this view. So how do we control these transitions? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to go up here to the Transitions tab on the ribbon. And here you can see we have all these pre-set up transitions. And right now it's set to none. And I'm going to make sure I click on the frame that I want to apply the transition to. And this is how it's going to transition from the previous slide. In the case of our first slide, it's just how it's going to transition just from a blank screen. So you can see all these different ones up here, and you can scroll down, and they've got quite a bit. And you can just choose what you want, and perhaps I'll do this split. Click on it, and it'll give you a preview of what it's going to look like. And if you want to see that, again, I can go ahead and just preview the slideshow. And there it is, and that looks great. I'll just press Escape. So this is just applying it just to one slide, just my first slide. And if I'm previewing my show and I go on from the first one here and go to the next one, you can see as I click, it just takes me to the next slide. I'm just going to press Escape here. So what I'll do is I can go to slide 2, and I'll put another transition on slide 2. Maybe I'll choose Shape. There we go, that's great. And then I can go to slide 3, and I'll go and choose the transition I want for slide 3. Let's go ahead and let's view the show now. Now make sure when you're viewing the show, I'm just going to press Escape. If I want to view it from the beginning, make sure I start on slide 1 here, then press the Slideshow button. There's the first slide, there's the second one, there's the third one, and that's great. I'll press Escape there. Okay, I'll go back up to the top. Now, when I apply a transition, it's just doing it to the one slide. But let's say I want to apply the same transition to every slide. Let's say I want everyone to have this shape transition. Well, I can pick the transitions and set my settings the way I like, and I can come over here and I can say Apply to All. As soon as I press that, it does the same transition for every slide. And I'll go ahead and I'll preview the show now. There's my shape transition. Click. There's the next one. Click. There's the next one. And that's great. Now there's one other thing we can set up, and that's how the slides advance. By default, it's waiting for my mouse click before it transitions to the next slide. And that's because I have on mouse click checked on. If I wanted to transition after a certain amount of time, I'm going to uncheck on mouse click, check after, and set how many seconds I want to go by before the slide automatically transitions. Let's say 2 seconds. I'll go ahead and set that and preview my slideshow, and I'll sit here and I'll wait for a couple seconds, and it just automatically transitions to the next slide. Now, slide 2 is still waiting for my click. If I wanted every slide to be this way, again, I'll have to go set my settings, choose Apply to All, and that will apply it to every slide. So there you have using slide transitions. Now, it's generally a good idea to pick one transition and use it throughout your whole presentation. As you start to really mix it up, you may confuse people. It's better to use a bit of a consistency so people know exactly what's happening and know that they're going from one slide to the next.